Reality of the resurrection. That's what we're going to talk about on this day instituted by the Roman government. Constantine in the Council of Nicaea Sunday. We're going to talk about the reality of the resurrection, the reality of the rising of the sun day in and day out, the reality of the sun energy being in us black melanated people, the reality of the resurrection. So what we need to find out in our hearts, in our minds, where is it that we are being resurrected at? And where is it that we can be resurrected at? Where is it that we are being resurrected at? And let's all join together in that fight and strengthening our fists together, right? And then where is the places in which, we need to resurrect, we need to recollect, we need to gather all of our strength, all of our resources in order to make a fatal push against the oppressing enemy. But I'll digress. So we want to talk about the reality of the resurrection. The reality of our greatness is that when we see a brother or sister, we want to speak to him. Just like the sun speaks to us all each and every day by the birds chirping and the night becoming day. The kiss, the infamous kiss, the notorious kiss, the greeting, the sun salutation. So we must also follow in the same footsteps of that which has always been here. That's always given us a pattern of behavior. So our pattern of behavior is our unity, is our consistency in greeting one another in love. The sun greets us every morning. Hello, your beautiful soul. You've been given life yet again. And the angels throughout history have always sang praises in the morning. The animals go in correlation with the greatness of what we know now as the ecosystem, as Mother Nature or God. How do we say God? We'll say spiritual being. We'll say ultimate source, infinite source. We'll say all-knowing source. We'll say the energy within us to unify with nature. Wakanda, meaning the Plains Indians of the North American continent. We are the Plains Indians of the North American continent. Wakanda, this is our land. The devil came and stole it, but we have to fight back. And all we have to do is fight back through unifying with one another, then forging one attack against them. They will be defeated overnight. We have to unify and love ourselves internally and say we are the children of God. We are the first people of the earth. Once again, what is the reality of the resurrection? The reality of the sun rising every morning. The reality of the spiritual awakening every morning, because the sun gives us energy. The sun gives us life. We have chlorophyll. We have melanin. Just like the plants and trees of the earth. We are one. So we must also realize that we have a part to play in awakening each other up, and more so awakening ourselves up and fully living out our journey, fully living out our blessing, like a tree fully living out the branches, fully extending out the branches of which it was designed and created to bring forth so that it can house other ecosystems within itself. So we all an ecosystem, and when we come together, we make Pangea, we make paradise, we make heaven on earth. So together we must realize that the reality of the resurrection is that, yes, we're becoming more spiritually aware about who we are. Negus, coming from the imperial position of gratefulness and also nobility of heritage. Yes, in Ethiopia, we were niggers. Negus. Yes. So when we go even further, we see now that we were the ones that meditated and thought upon things and made things existed. We the ones that said to this mountain, be thou cast into the sea and never be a show again. We are the ones that did that, actually put that mountain to the sea. And we have evidence of mountains and all things opening up, right? Earthquakes opening up and then swallowing those same mountains, right? So so the reality of the resurrection is that we are connected with nature. The reality of the resurrection of the sun and our oneness with the sun is that we are rising with nature. We are one with nature. And the reality is that, yes, we're awakening more and more. Yet our call is to put ourselves in a position of not separating any longer, but claiming our indigenous state. We are the first people of the earth. We are connected to the first and the greatest civilization. We are the same generation with DNA structure and our DNA structure. That's why these vampires are trying to take it through coronavirus, COVID-19. They're trying to take our adrenochrome. They're trying to make us have adrenaline so that when they come out with these vaccine armies or the purge system, they can, promote life for them, because they're dying. They're dying at an all-time highest rate. The last 100 years, these aliens, these white devils have been dying more around the world than anyone, and we have been growing the fastest. We, the children of God. Why in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Nigeria is the fastest growing population? These populations are going underneath mass murders, underneath genocide, and have been for the last 200,000-300,000 years because of what? Precious resources, diamonds, tin, coltan, cobalt, rubber, ivory. The list goes on. Oil. We'll talk about that another time. We have to protect our land. We are the indigenous inheritors of this land, so therefore the whole earth is ours. We are indigenous to the whole earth. The Olmecs were a part of us, but even before that, there was a civilization before them. Yeah, so we have to realize that we're the citizens of the whole earth. We are sovereign. We are sovereign, just like the sun. We are one with the sun. The reality of the resurrection is that we are one with the sun.